Hello and welcome to the Money Show, your one-stop destination for all your personal finance queries. I'm Gautam Kalia and today we'll be focusing on our viewer queries, a very special show where we'll be doing your life financial planning. Just in case you have any question related to your financial investments, you can send across your queries on our WhatsApp number, which will be flashing on the screen for you, 865-797-4571. And we will also you can also send across your questions on our email ID, which is themoneyshow@etnow.tv. All right, and today the guest on the show will be doing your life financial planning. I have with me Gautam Kalia, Head Super Investor, Media Asset Sharekhan. Gautam, hi, good evening and welcome to the show. And let's begin. Let's take Manish's question from Lakhimpur, Uttar Pradesh. And okay, so he's got SIPs going on in Nippon India Large Cap, Motilal Oswal Mid Cap, SBI Small Cap, Parag Parikh Flexi Cap, ICICI Value Fund, Parag Parikh ELSS. LIC Nifty Next 50. Goal is after 10 years, he needs 20 lakhs per year for 5 years. And SIP will be going on for 25 years from now on, and he'll be stepping it up by 10%. And how much corpus do you think he'll be able to accumulate? That is what he wants to know from you after 25 years. He has a term insurance of 1 crores, health insurance 25 lakh, LIC investment per year is 1 lakh, NPS 17,000 per month, and 2049 is retirement date. Okay.
Yeah. Manish, what I'd like to say is that your existing SIP of 40,000 per month, it could create a corpus of 11.5 crores in the next 25 years. We consider your 10-year financial goal of getting 20 lakhs for the next 5 years and then stepping up of 10% every year. So basically, if you look at your different targets, you have a SIP investment after 10 years, you have your wealth creation target as well as 20 lakhs per year for the next 5 years. So given these targets, your SIP required with a 10% step up would be 23,500 for your first goal, where you need 20 lakhs per year for the next 5 years after 10 years. Your wealth creation goal of 16,500 per month. There, your tenure is 25 years. So you're looking at a 6.5 crore total corpus, while SIP investments, which will grow after 10 years, that is 60,900 per month. So all of these assumptions are at a return assumption of 10% to 12%. What I'd like to tell you is in terms of the portfolio, just make a few changes. One is that you continue with your funds. Only SBI Small Cap Fund, I would say that you shift equally between Nippon India Small Cap and Bandhan Small Cap. Otherwise, I think you should continue with the rest of the funds. There's no change there.
All right, I do not have him on the phone line, but I hope Manish has understood the recommendations that you've made for him. Mr. Nagaraju is on the phone line with me. Hi, good evening, sir. You're calling from?
I'm calling from Hyderabad.
Mr. Nagaraju, hi, you're calling from Hyderabad, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for sending us your question. As per the details sent by you, you're invested 7 lakhs in the in mutual funds, and portfolio is long term. Do you know exactly how long are we talking about? How many years?
10 years.
Sure. ICICI Pro Nifty Large Mid Cap 250 Index, Motilal Oswal Multi Cap, Tata Small Cap, Axis Multi Cap, Parag Parikh Flexi Cap, UTI Nifty 50 Index, Tata Nifty 500 Multi Cap Infrastructure Index Fund, Motilal Oswal Mid Cap, Tata Nifty 200 Alpha 30 Index also. So I just want to know, you've consulted a financial planner, any advisor?
No, actually, I'm doing on my own.
Okay.
Doing the research
Any specific reason behind this kind of fund selection? Talking about Tata Nifty 500 Multi-Cap Infrastructure 50, 30, 20 Index Fund, then you've got a Nifty 200 Alpha 30 Index also. Any specific reason why you've taken exposure in these kind of funds? You've given place to these funds in your portfolio?
Yeah, actually, like the infrastructure fund is a thematic fund, right? So initially, I thought
Right, it is.
infrastructure is doing well and invested in it. And
Okay.
coming to Alpha 30, I thought like this fund is like they do
But you will get
rebalancing.
infra exposure. But you will get infra exposure in your large caps also, in your flexi caps also, because this is a kind of a theme that fund managers usually won't want to miss in their funds. I mean, Gautam will definitely explain this to you better. But are you aware of sector exposure in your rest of the funds? I mean, if I talk about a multi cap, a small cap, or a Parag Parik flexi cap also, have you figured out the sector exposure in these funds and then picked up a sector fund?
No, this one I start at the beginning of the portfolio. I chose this infrastructure fund, but
Okay.
right now I thought of exiting from these funds like index funds, and
Okay.
I want to consolidate my portfolio. Like I want to keep it for like for 5 to 6 funds, and
Hmm.
exit from other funds, and I want to move the that money from there to other funds. So
Right. Right.
can I get to know like which funds are good for long term in my portfolio?
That's a good plan because you really need to keep your investment portfolio simple, and there is no place for over diversification, definitely, which might just hamper your returns. Gautam, what would you recommend?
Yeah, so Mr. Nagaraju, you have the infrastructure fund, and obviously you will get exposure to infrastructure through your other funds in the portfolio. But since the allocation is quite small, I'm okay with it unless if you have a very strong view, and that's why you're investing, additional, you want additional exposure in that, especially since the allocation is small. But one place where I do have a concern is the amount of allocation you have only to large caps. So you've got a lot of multi-cap, flexi-cap, mid-cap, small-cap funds in your portfolio, and also large and mid space, but you don't have enough dedicated to the pure large cap space. So what I would suggest is you do is look at reducing your allocation to Tata Nifty 200 Alpha 30 Index Fund and your ICICI Prudential Nifty Large Mid Cap 250 Index Fund. So reduce allocation here and move to Nippon India Large Cap Fund. So that way, what will happen is you'll have a actively managed large cap fund also in your large cap allocation. So what I'd suggest is move 47,000 out of your 1 lakh from the Tata fund and 20,000 from the ICICI Prudential fund and move that into the Nippon India large cap fund. Otherwise, in terms of funds, everything seems fine. Maybe just review the Motilal Oswal multi cap fund after a year.
Um, what's the SIP amount you think he should be increasing, Gautam?
So while I don't have a goal here mentioned in the question, but if you can step up your amount by
Have him on the
10%
phone
every year, that
line.
is going to.
I think we have Nagaraju on the phone line. What's the corpus that you're looking at from this portfolio, Mr. Nagaraju?
So I'm looking around 5 crore, like 4 to 5 crores.
All right, Gautam.
Yeah, so you'll probably have to increase your SIP amount as much as possible because right now you have only a total of 7 lakhs, and your SIP amount needs to be increased at least by 10-20% every year to be able to reach that figure. I'm assuming that you have a 15-20 year horizon.
Okay.
Is there
And
anything
can
else,
I
Mr. Nagaraju, that you want to
like
ask
do I need
Gautam?
to
Yes, you were asking something. Yeah, yeah.
yeah do I need to completely exit from Tata Alpha 30?
No, no, you've already got 1 lakh there. I'm saying to move 47,000 from that.
All the
Like
best, Mr.
30,000,
Nagaraju. Let's, yeah, you were asking something.
like 30,000 from there to Nippon India Large Cap.
47,000.
Okay.
All the best, Mr.
Okay.
Nagaraju. I have other viewer on the phone line connected with me. I think Mr. Dheeraj is on the phone line with me from Karnataka. Dheeraj, hi, good evening. Mr. Dheeraj, are you on the phone line? All right. Gautam, I don't think so. I have him on the phone line with me, but then he says that he's 25 years old and he's been investing almost 12,500 in mutual fund from last 1 year. And he has Parak Parekh Flexi Cap, Kotak Equity Opportunity, Motilal Oswal Mid Cap, SBI Flexi Cap, Quant Small Cap, Bandhan Small Cap, ICICI Gold ETF also, planning to increase SIP by 10% every year and will invest for next 14 years. He wants to retire at 40 and his corpus should be at almost 2 crores at that time. Post 40, I don't know what's going to be his financial situation, but then I hope he's got a plan for that as well since we're talking about early retirement. But having said that, so far is 2 CR possible? He's 25 right now. Early start, congratulations, Dheeraj.
Yeah, so for Dheeraj, what I'd say is his existing SIP of 12,500, even if he does a step up of 10% every year, will be able to create a corpus of only 87 lakhs, assuming a return of 12% every year. So what he needs to do is actually increase his SIP to 29,000 or around 30,000 to be able to create that target, achieve that target of 2 crores in the next 14 years. Alternatively, he can increase the number of years, from instead of 40, he can look to increase it to 45 or 50, and that will get him closer to his target. Now coming to his funds, if I look at his funds, there are some good funds already in the portfolio. Again, some issue only on the allocation perspective because there is little to no allocation on the large cap side and very little on the flexi cap side. So what I'd suggest is that his quant small cap fund where he's investing 1,500 as SIP, that he moved to the large cap scheme of ICICI Prudential Blue Chip Fund. And the SBI FlexiCap one, I would suggest where he's putting 2,000, that shift to the HDFC FlexiCap fund. We prefer that fund. So these are the two changes that I'd suggest in the portfolio.
All right. Dheeraj, that's the recommendation for you. Quant small cap to ICICI Pro Blue Chip is something you can look at as far as shifting is concerned. And from SBI to HDFC Flexi Cap, you've been asked to move. Any specific reason behind change of these funds? Are we talking about, Gautam, are we talking about fund current exposure? What's different and why the shift?
Sure. So, the what we look at two things. One is the scheme selection itself, and the second is the allocation across categories. So, if we look at the portfolio here, there's a 40% allocation to the mid and small cap space, and there is no allocation at all to a dedicated large cap fund, zero. So we want to build some allocation to a dedicated large cap fund because you got some exposure through the flexi cap as well as the large and mid cap fund that he already has in the portfolio. But it's not enough. So that's why we want to give more representation to large caps in the portfolio. And that's why we are suggesting the shift from quant small cap to ICICI Prudential Blue Chip. When it comes to scheme within the same category, like we are suggesting HDFC Flexi Cap over SBI Flexi Cap, so we follow a R square, research methodology where we look at two types of parameters, which is quantitative and qualitative. So this Q square research methodology basis that we give a ranking, force ranking, and we select schemes, and we have a preference in place. So the basis that preference, we select HDFC FlexiCap. So obviously, this is to do with past performance, risk-adjusted returns, fund manager, current portfolio positioning. So expected future performance as well. So we take all those parameters into account before giving a recommendation.
All right, let's move on. Let's take Surya's question, and that's again via email. Gautam, he says he's 32 years old, NRI investing in mutual funds. Time horizon will be next 15 years, and then he'll wait for another 5 years and then take certain amount, almost 5 CR, into an SWP. He's an aggressive investor so far. The corpus that he's looking at is almost 10 CR. Remaining amount will be taken out for children education and then fixed deposit. Okay, since he's been investing in mutual funds since last 6 months only now, all direct plans. Parag Parikh Flexi Cap, ICICI Value Discovery, HDFC Focus, Quant Flexi, GM Flexi Cap, Axis Multi Cap. He's got Axis Kotak SBI Multi Cap, and Motilal Oswal Large and Mid Cap, and Motilal Edelweiss and Nippon India Growth in Mid Cap category. Tata Bandhan Small Cap, Tata Small Cap, Bank of India Small Cap, HDFC Manufacturing, ICICI Pharma and Diagnostic, and Franklin India Opportunity. Okay, a lot of too many funds in his portfolio. I don't think so. He wanted to leave any category off radar. Okay, Gautam, recommendation.
So, what I'd say is that he needs to consolidate his portfolio. There are too many funds to really give an opinion on. What I'd suggest is that he needs to reduce his portfolio size. There are too many schemes, and that's where I'll start for him. That's where I'll suggest that he start, because if he doesn't make that change, then he will not be able to track and really monitor the performance of each scheme. There is no need to have, let's say, for example, 3 or 4 multi caps or small caps in the portfolio. That way, with each category, you end up with a 15, 20, fund portfolio, which is not really required. So that's what I'd say, that start gradually moving, because obviously there are tax and exit load implications. So I'd say gradually start reducing the overall funds in the portfolio.
Perfect. Let's take Ashfaque's question. And 10 plus years time horizon, 25,000 SIP. Again, a very long list of funds. I'll try and read it out. I think you do have the funds names. Mid cap category, he's got HDFC, Motilal, Nippon. Small cap, he's got Bandhan and Tata, ICICI Blue Chip, Nifty Next 50 and SBI Contra. And Parag Parikh Flexi Cap, Nippon 500, Momentum 50 Index, Nippon Multi Cap also. All right, he is asking for a consolidation strategy, and again, 1 CR in 15 years.
Yes, so his existing SIP of 25,000 could create a 1.25 crore portfolio in the next 15 years, assuming we deliver a return of 12% per annum. And actually, if I look at the schemes, a lot of the schemes are good. It's just that, again, the mid cap and the small cap piece of the portfolio is extremely over allocated. 52% of the SIPs are going there, and that's something that we need to address and reduce. And this is a feature I see in most portfolios. We need to have a dedicated large cap space, or at least large and flexi cap space in the portfolio. So Motilal mid cap, he's got 3,000. We should shift 1,000 to HDFC large and mid. HDFC mid cap, he should move 1,000 from there, 1,000 rupees SIP to Bandhan Core Equity. Nippon small cap should move 1,000 SIP to Bandhan Core Equity. Bandhan small cap, he's got 2,000. He should move 500 to iPro Nifty Next 50. And Tata small cap, he should completely move to iPro Blue Chip Fund. So that way his overall funds are also reduced, as well as the large cap bias in the portfolio is then brought in, uh, which is not there exists currently.
Okay, I have Mr. Gopal with me on the phone line from Hyderabad. Good evening, Gopal. How are you doing?
Thank you, madam. Good evening.
Thank you so much for sending us your question. Gopal, we have your investment details. Um, okay, so you've been investing in since 2017, and investment in gold and equity and debt funds is 60:40 ratio. Uh, yeah, there has been a removal of indexation benefits on debt funds. That's there. Uh, so I just want to understand. You just want an opinion on your debt allocation. Is that right?
Right, madam. Because of loss of indexation benefit, so there is a new category came as income plus arbitrage fund. So
Exactly.
it
Yeah.
includes it invest in both arbitrage and debt category. So it will come under as
Okay.
it will give you 12.5% with taxation benefit. Pure
Right.
arbitrage also, it gives, I think it will give better results than arbitrage fund. So
Right.
is it okay
Uh,
to go with it because it's a new category? I want the
Any
expert opinion.
specific reason? You're just looking at tax efficiency, is that right?
Yeah, that's fine. And I will come under 30% bracket.
Sure, sure. Okay.
Mm.
Apart from
Mm.
that, you are sorted with your financial portfolio
Yeah,
since
right, right, madam.
40,
I have
as
actually
per the
corporate
ratio
bond
given.
and I have corporate and short-term bond fund and banking and PSU fund previously.
Okay. All right.
So because of loss of indexation, whether to switch to income plus arbitrage or new investment, go ahead with income plus
Sure,
arbitrage fund.
sure.
I
All
have other
right. So,
equities
Gautam,
only. I have other equity. I have other
perfect.
existing equity.
No, that I can, yeah, that we are getting a sense of it because you're clearly written down that your portfolio ratio is 60 to 40 as far as equity and debt is concerned. So, but then Gautam, any specific recommendation on income plus arbitrage fund category that he's looking for?
Yeah, so I'm glad you asked this question, Gopal. It's a new category. It's an exciting space. Uh, like you mentioned, this like a fund of fund scheme which provides tax efficient returns by mixing debt and arbitrage. Uh, which basically means that if you hold the investment for over 2 years, then you're taxed at 12.5% of the gains. But obviously, keep in mind that it will be taxed as per your income slab if you redeem before 2 years. In terms of fund options, there are three fund options that I'll give you, which you can consider from. One is the Bandhan Income Plus Arbitrage Fund of Funds. The second is HSBC Income Plus Arbitrage Active Fund of Fund. The third is Kotak Income Plus Arbitrage Fund of Funds. And given your allocation to debt already, you'll be aware that we are in a scenario where we expect interest rates to come down further. So there is obviously some appreciation expected in terms of return. So you can take advantage of that by pure debt plus, or you could also look at it through the income plus arbitrage category because you'll obviously get exposure to debt as well here.
Gopal, anything else you want to ask Gautam?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam. That's all.
Okay, all the best. Let's take Rupal's question, Gautam. And okay, so she's new to investment and she's marked down 9 funds for herself, 1,000 rupees each, thinking to invest. Um, okay, so far, how's selection?
Yeah, so just want to recognize the fact that she's investing, first time for the first time,
Yeah.
and I'm assuming that her tenure is more than 7 years. I think a lot of the funds are good. The Invesco India Small Cap, there's some spaces which I would suggest again reallocation primarily because the small and mid cap portfolio is 44% of the SIP amount. So ICICI Prudential Balance Advantage Fund and ICICI Prudential Blue Chip Fund. These are the two funds that she needs to add in her portfolio. So Edelweiss Nifty Small Cap 250 Index Fund, she's putting 1,000. From that, she should move 500 to iGroup Balance Advantage Fund. Invesco India Small Cap, again, she's putting 1,000. That entire she should move to ICICI Pru Balance Advantage Fund. So ICICI Prudential Balance Advantage Fund, she should put 1,500. And then the Motilal Oswal Nifty Micro Cap 250 Index, where she's putting 1,000, that entirely she should move to ICICI Prudential Blue Chip Fund, which is the large cap space. So this way, her portfolio will get some, large cap bias as well. I think those are other funds seem good. There's no need to make any other changes to that.
Right, I think with that, it's time up on the show as well. Thank you so much, Gautam, for taking time out and helping our viewers with their financial portfolio queries. And for all the viewers, I'm going to leave you with our WhatsApp number and email ID where you can send across your financial portfolio details and we will get it answered by our experts live on the show. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.